I don't know why I thought that song started off, "Welcome to the greatest show on earth." I don't know why I thought that. I should have went through it a little bit better and got to that segment of the all right. Hey, Paul, you are first. Paul is first. Let's see who else we got in here. Kid behind the wheel. Ponce 5J. Pale Rider. What's up, Trucker for Life? Oh no, there he is. There's a troublemaker. Big Joe. What's up, Joe? I ain't talked to you in forever. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, boy, not calling me. Let me know you okay. I know what you're doing. You ain't got to tell me. Brandon Morris, how are you doing? James Horde. Woo. Man, I got some mixed feelings about this old live feed. I should have talked to some of my friends before I did this or scheduled it. Can y'all hear me okay? Everything sound all right with the audio? You've been home for 3 weeks. You should have told me, man. I would have went and took over that run for you that you've been running. But yeah, we are back in a hotel. You know what that means. Time to turn the AC off. It's loud, ain't it? There we go. Turn that off. Brandon Morris. Why does that name sound familiar? Oh man, what is going on? Desert Okie Pam, TJ Jones, Bull of the Woods. What's going on, TJ? Okay. Yeah, whenever y'all see me and I'm in a hotel, it usually ain't good, is it? Dan River. I have to think about that one. But yeah, we are live in Missouri. We took a load from Columbus, Georgia, up to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and had some issues on our way up there. And but we did get delivered. So, spoiler alert, we made the delivery on time. My record, well, I had that one time I broke down in Jeffersonville, and I was 2 days late, or maybe a day and a half late. But but yeah, we got it delivered on time. That's what I was worried about, having to repower the load or something like that. But we didn't. We was able to make it and get it delivered and everything. I wasn't going to talk about the truck thing first. I wanted to talk about some other stuff first. But now I can't talk about the other stuff first because the people I was wanting to chime in on the other stuff ain't here. And they won't be here for 30 more daggum minutes. Nomadic Brit. Everybody knows him, right? Everybody knows Nomadic Brit. Well, a lot of you guys do. And Nomad Trucker. A lot of people know him. These were two of the guys that will hopefully be here within the next 30 minutes. They're doing a live feed that they do. I guess they do it every Sunday night. I didn't know. I should have checked with them to see. I normally ask people hey, are you going live? Is this one going on? Because I don't want to, horn in on somebody's regular deal, And I just didn't know that they went live on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. I should have went live at 7 Central Time, and I didn't do it. I wanted to take a shower first. Yep, got all duded up, shaved, clean. Yep. Hey, Pale Rider, you still in here? If you are still in here, I thought you said something the other day about Daniel. How's he doing? I haven't talked to him in at least 2 weeks. So I hope he's doing okay. I did catch something about his truck not being in the shop or something. Is he doing okay? Is he still down in South Texas? I hope he's doing all right. If you talk to him, tell him I said, hey. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, broke down, held up in the show me state. Technically, I'm not broke down. I drove here from Minnesota. I drove from Minnesota to Missouri. I did some deadheading. Oh, let's chase in America. I miss you guys so much. I hadn't talked to y'all in forever. If I ever get back to Georgia, I'm going to look you guys up. Chasing America. You guys are awesome. I wish I'd been talking to y'all more. I hadn't talked to you, seems like that forever. Okay, so kid behind the wheel, you went to go to work for Swift, and you feel like you're getting. I'm going to lose everything. What do you mean lose everything? Now, did you take a truck and lease on to Swift, or did you go over there as a company driver? But you don't have to stay there. I mean, a lot of people go to Swift. They stay there for 6 months or a year to get that little bit of experience that they need to move on to the next company. So that's always something to keep in mind. Yeah, like I said, a lot of that has to do with okay, yeah, Dan River. Okay, I remember now. You were using a different name though, right? But anyway, hope I didn't miss too many comments. I am not the fastest reader. But yeah, I'll go ahead. I got some time to kill because I'm hoping maybe in the next 20 minutes, Matt and Mark will jump in. They get done with everything. What's going on, Patrick? So we'll talk about the truck because I've already talked to Matt about it, so he already knows what's going on. All right, so here's what happened. I picked up the load late Tuesday night. Yeah, late Tuesday night in Columbus, Georgia. Drove up to Glendale, Kentucky. Got up there Wednesday morning and barely made it. And okay, yeah, now I remember that route. So anyway, made it up to Glendale, Kentucky. Truck was filthy. So I was like, I'm going to get the truck washed. So I got in line to get the truck washed because it's Wednesday morning. And got there, got inside. And he starts naming off everything you want to get done. You want this, you want that, you want this, you want an engine wash, undercarriage wash. I said, yeah, man, give me the works. So anyway, they gave me the works. Engine wash. I don't know if that's what caused my problem. Do I still have your shirt and hat, Pat? Paul? Maybe. I mean, I got some shirts and hats. I can send you one. But we'll talk about me sending you one in a minute because that was another thing I wanted to talk about. was being able to send out some hats and shirts to some people, and in return, getting something from you guys. So anyway, let me go and finish talking about the truck. So I get the truck washed and did the EOD creep, got around to a parking spot and got parked, and did my 10-hour break, and got up and started driving. Well, Glendale's right there next to Louisville, where old Paul's from, and so I make it up through Louisville. I didn't notice anything wrong with the truck, but I will tell you this. I don't want to skip ahead too far, but let me go ahead and tell you what it's doing first, and then I'll explain the rest of it. It'll make more sense then after I explain what it's doing. So anyway, I get up to Indianapolis, and we have to slow down because they're doing a lot of construction up there. Traffic's slow. You know how Indianapolis, if you've ever been there, you got to take the bottom loop around 465. So I get on the loop, traffic stop, and I'm stopping and going. And that's when it first happened. The truck, I was pushing the throttle, pushing the gas pedal, and nothing was happening. I was pushing it, patting it, pushing it. Nothing was happening. So I was like, what is going on? And then within 30 seconds of me doing all that, it was like somebody flipped the switch, it came back on, took off and started going again. And so we're getting on around Indianapolis, and about 5-10 minutes later, it did it again. I'm patting it, trying to get it to go. It won't go. And then 30 seconds, took off, started going again. I was like, what is going on with this thing? So I'm thinking maybe it's the fuel filter or something like that, So I started checking ahead, Remington, different places up I-65 where I could get into a TA petrol and get the fuel filters changed, go ahead and get a full PM done more or less. And where is the duck man? Okay, quick pause, quick time out for the duck man. He's over there chewing on a ribeye. Yeah, he got him a ribeye. A ribeye bone. That's it. Come on, we gotta go see your fans. Yeah, you gotta go see your fans. That bone's still gonna be there. Come on. You can do it. Oh, so turn the camera down there. That way they can see me. See, there he is. See, there you go, man. Good up. You gotta turn and look at everybody. Say, what's up, everybody? Say, what's up? Say, what's up? Say, everybody. Say, pause up. Yeah, say, pause up. All right, go back and finish your ribeye. Yeah, we before I left the house, we had some ribeye steaks, me and the wife, and since we only had 2 steaks and we got 4 dogs, I just threw them in a bag and brought them with me, and been letting him. I gave him one the other day and just gave him the other one, and so I got 2 more in the fridge. I'm gonna give him that from steaks that I cooked today. I had 2 more ribeyes I cooked. So anyway, I was like, well, shoot, the only place that can even get me in is going to be Gary, Indiana at the Petro. So I went on up there, got there, walked in the place, and the place was open. I walked in, there wasn't no people there. I could have walked in and got whatever I wanted off the shelf and walked back out. Nobody was there. So went back out to the truck, took a nap, got back up, went in there around 6 a.m., and the guy shows up. I see it. I said, hey, man, y'all open? He said, they'll be here at 8. You can come back in. I said, oh, okay. So came back in at around 7 or so. And actually, I had put in a work order, right, through the app on the phone. And engine wash will cause problems because they get too close with the high pressure on older, more worn trucks. Best to do it yourself with Purple Power and stand back. Let the dust with water. Yeah. I don't see the purpose of an engine wash. To be honest with you, just let it go. But anyway, so I get there and they call me because I'd already put in the work order on the app, right? They said, hey, if you want to go ahead and pull up the Bay 5, we can get you in. There he is. There's Mr. Daniel Dame. What's going on, Daniel? So anyway, they do the PM, and I'm watching them, make sure they change out the fuel filters, make sure everything's right like it's supposed to be, trying to keep an eye on everything. And they get it all done. It took a little while. So I got in another break. And when I got done, I went ahead and made me some coffee and took off. Well, I made it through Chicago. I got on the other side of Chicago, about 50, 60 miles or so, 70 miles from Gary. And it started doing it again. What's that? Where that TA is up there on, was it 90? I think it's 90 or 94, 39 maybe. Anyway, it's called EGLIN, Eglin or something like that. Anyway, there's a little TA up there. We only got 2 service bays. So I'm like 5 miles away. And it's still doing it, You felt your ears were burning? I am in a hotel in Missouri. Yeah. I don't want to get swatted. Too many people don't like me, so I don't want to get swatted. People love Pale Rider. Look what happened to him. I ain't taking a chance. But anyway, so I'm 5 miles away from that truck stop. So I'm thinking I'll just get in there and I'll try to figure out what I can do, And the check transmission light came on. And I freaked. Because that's the one thing that scares me to death is that transmission going out. So when the check transmission light came on, then I couldn't do anything. I couldn't downshift it. I couldn't upshift it. I couldn't do nothing. It was just a dead stick. It was just coasting. So I let it coast till I can get to a good wide shoulder spot. I got off the road as far as I could. And stopped, put it in neutral, set the parking brake. Less than 10 seconds, the check transmission light went away. I put it in gear, started driving. Made it to the TA, and I got there, checked in with them. I said, hey, my check transmission light came on. I said, can you guys, I just got a PM done. They're supposed to have checked the transmission, but they were training the guy, and so they might have missed it, didn't do it. I said, can y'all, look at it, make sure it's okay and everything. The transmission fluid, maybe change the fluid or something, I was just trying anything that would help, So, it's going to be about 4 hours. I was like, crap. So, because I got to be there like the next morning, because by now it's already Thursday and I'm delivering Friday morning. So I called the agent, told her what's going on. She's like, well, just keep me posted. Let me know what's going on. Katie is super duper bestest, one of the best Landstar agents. She really takes care of the drivers and is more than fair with us. And I really enjoy, using her as an agent. And she gives me great lows, great rates, and she works to accommodate me the best she can. And so it's the JAA agency at Landstar. She is phenomenal. So anyway, she was not mad, not upset, didn't cuss, didn't get, make a bunch of demands on me to do this or do that. She said, just let me know what you need to do. She's real good with me. And so what's up, Big Houston? So the guy, I got out and checked the transmission fluid. I got my phone. I made sure where it was at, made sure I knew where it was at. So I got my phone, took the side panel off where the regen system is, took my arm and stuck it way up in there with my phone and recorded all around up in there. Got back out and looked at the recording. I was like, yep, there it is. There's the transmission fluid. It's a little over halfway up the glass. So I asked some people about it, and they're like, as long as it's at least a third or a little over a third up, maybe almost halfway, you're good. And it was a little over half. So I'm like, I must be good, you know. I was like, there's got to be something else wrong. So I was like, screw it. I just got to go. I got to go. I got 370 miles to go, and I got to be there at 7 a.m. in the morning. You know, it's 7 p.m. now. I got 12 hours to go, 370 miles. You know, I got to make it work. So I just started driving. And I had asked some people, I said, what if, because if you have an automatic transmission, you know it has toggles, right? Toggle switches where you can switch the transmission. Well, maybe not all, but I know mine does. You can switch it to a manual mode where you have to manually push the buttons to shift the gears. So I did that, thinking maybe that would make a difference. And it did for about 100 miles. I drove 100 miles, no problem at all. I had to do all the shifting myself, but it was, you know, late in the afternoon. There was no traffic. I got out on the road and got going. I really didn't have to downshift or do anything. I just kept going. But after about 100 miles, even then, it started doing it again. And I was like, oh, crap. So I was trying everything I could think of. I was patting that thing and downshifting and, you know, but every time it was between 25 seconds and 35 seconds, and it would kick back on and go. Every time, except once. Was it once or twice? Once. Yes, once. No, every time it did that. Okay, I'm thinking about the next day. I'll tell you what happened the next day. Anyway, so it's doing that, right? So every time it would do it, you know, if the truck got too slow, then I would turn on my flashers. Otherwise, within that 35 seconds, I usually never slowed down below 50, and it would kick back in and take off and go again. So I did that all the way up, 370 miles, man. I finally got up to Minneapolis, got there to the place, got parked, switched it off, let everything cool down or whatever was wrong with it. I don't know. So next morning they come in, got me unloaded. I started calling around. There's 4 places I could go within a 30 to 40 mile radius of where I was at. 2 Mack dealerships and 2 Volvo dealerships. So I called the one nearest to me that's open till midnight, and they're open on Saturdays. That was the one I wanted to go to. So I called them, and they're like, it's going to be 2 weeks before we can get you in the shop. I was like, what? They said, however, we have another shop south of where you are. They might could get you in. Let me call them and see, and I'll call you back. So he called, checked. Sure enough, yeah, as soon as you can get it there, they'll get you on in and look at it for you. I was like, awesome. As soon as they got me unloaded, I did the manual shift thing, went back down there, and once, maybe twice on the way down there, about 35, 40 miles, it did it again. So I get there, and I tell them what it's doing. And they're like, okay, we'll take it for a test drive. They took it for a test drive. They didn't have no problems with it. They were bobtailing, and I don't think they ever got over 55 miles an hour, to be honest with you. So they couldn't find anything wrong with it. So, you know, they hooked up the computer. They had a bunch of codes. Some of them had to do with transmission stuff. So they checked the transmission fluid and everything, found just a little bit of metal shavings in it. Not a lot, not enough to be alarmed. And they said it needs software updates. I said, okay, go ahead and do the software update. So they said, okay. And I thought about it for a second. I was like, hold on. I went back out there and said, hey, while you add it, drain that fluid, flush it out, put me a new fluid in there, and put me a new filter in there. And for that transmission, I want new, clean, fresh fluid, you know. And so they did that, and got me out of there within a couple of hours. And I think that was around $1,236. So go back out there, hook up to the truck, take off. I made it from Burnsville, there just south of Minneapolis, down to Albert Lee, where that Petro is. It's got the funny looking building, like a castle or something. I made it there, got me some fuel, got me some coffee, and went to leave the parking lot. Well, when I went to leave the parking lot, I felt that for the first time, it didn't do the switch off thing. I actually thought and I might have been imagining it, but I thought I felt the transmission slip twice. But not looking back on it now, it could have been that sputtering thing that it was doing that made me think it was slipping. I don't know for sure. Anyway, I took the codes that they gave me at the dealership there in Burnsville, and I sent them to a guy that is he's a research and development guy for Volvo, and he's one of the big guys that knows a lot of stuff. He's on the Facebook page, Volvo Masters Facebook page, and so I got all that to him, and he relayed back to me to have them check something on the front of it, and if it's loose, then they're going to have to take the transmission out, take the top off, and go in there and look and see what's going on. But if it's not loose, then it might be something else. So I hope that's what they do tomorrow, and we'll find out if it's even the transmission. I don't know. I kind of don't think it is, because I was able to manually shift it, and it even shifted okay in regular mode, you know. So I really don't think it's the transmission. 1,300 on a new coolant reservoir that includes the labor and all the stuff. Oh, coolant reservoir had a pin. Yeah. And they'll tell you that your coolant system is a closed system, and if you're having to add coolant, you got a problem. You should never have to hardly ever have to add any coolant. So anyway, I was worried about the daggum transmission thing, man, you know, and so after I left Albert Lee, I started heading south, and if I hadn't had any trouble with it, I was gonna go ahead and book a load, you know. So because my thing was, I'm gonna drive at least 100, 200 miles and just see if this truck does okay. If it does okay, I'll book a load. If it gives me problems, then I'm not gonna book a load. Well, within 100 miles, it was giving me a problem. So I was like, I'm not booking a load. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Am I going to drive this truck all the way to North Carolina over to the Volvo Whisperer, Mr. Clint, over there at Paramount Truck Service, or what am I going to do? You know, and I've had work done here in Missouri before at this shop here, and the people were just as nice, very smart, did really good work, reasonably priced. I read the reviews. All the reviews were good, even about transmissions, stuff like that. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to call them and see if they can fit me in. If they can, I'm deadheading all the way to Missouri, because it's still shorter than deadheading all the way to North Carolina. So, I mean, I may end up paying a little bit more than I would pay with Clint. But I feel like these guys are pretty good mechanics, you know, because the work they did for me before, they did a really good job. And like I said, I still haven't had any issues with the work that they did. And so I called them and I said, hey, you know, this is what it's doing and everything. And they said, yeah, we can get, when we planning on being here? I said, it'll be Monday morning. I said, because it's going to be hard. It's late Friday afternoon. You guys aren't going to want to start working on this thing on Saturday. And I think they close on Saturday anyway. I can't remember. But anyway, they open up Monday morning. So I'm going to be there when they open up first thing Monday morning, go ahead and get them in the shop and let them go at it. That's why I went ahead and got a hotel so I could unload everything, because I had like 2 weeks worth of food in my truck, because I didn't know all this was going to happen when I left the house. And I left the house with enough food to do me 2 weeks, you know, because I don't ever buy truck stop food, you know. I always fix what I want in my own truck, you know. So that's why we're here. We're going to get them to look at it. And I asked him, I said, you know, hypothetically speaking, you have to take the transmission out of the truck and do some work on it and all that. I said, what are we looking at here? Are we looking $15,000, $20,000? And he said, Lord, no. He said, we just put in a transmission and clutch and everything the other day, and it might have been a rebuilt transmission. Anyway, he was like, it was just a smidge over 13,000, And I was like, oh, okay, all right. When he said that, clutch and transmission. Well, see, I don't need a clutch. I just got a clutch put in back in December. It's still under warranty, so I don't need a clutch. If there's anything wrong with that clutch, Bruckner's in Shreveport will pay for that. I'm not paying for it. So anyway, that got me to thinking, man, hey, all this stuff that he's talking about, if they have to take the transmission out, it could be less than 10 grand. We don't know. That's a lot of money, right? But I've gotten 3 years of work out of that truck, almost 3 years. This coming November will be 3 years. December be 3 years. And, over the 3-year period, it's averaged about close to $20,000 a year, which is a lot of money, man. Nobody spends that kind of money. But when I bought the truck, it had 840,000 miles on it, even though they rebuilt the engines. I knew there were going to be issues, right? But you just have to decide what you're comfortable doing. I could go probably to any of these truck places that actually has a truck in stock that they can sell, and I could say, I want to buy that truck and I want to trade this one in. Well, I still got close to 20,000 still owing on the truck. I would have had it paid off in October, November this year, but I spent close to 12 grand on a well, new injectors, and some new coolant hoses, and they did the cab realignment, new shocks and all that stuff, new oil pan, all that stuff on the truck. So altogether in the last 2 months, including money at the house and money on the truck and everything else, I spent 20 grand. So that kind of pushed my paying it off thing back to December, January. Well, now this, depending on how much it's going to cost me, may push me back until February or March. It just depends on how much it is. But the thing is, I'm not comfortable paying $15,000 more for a truck that's going to need work than it's worth, because right now, about the only thing you can buy is a used truck, because there's just, you can, unless you want to sit at a house and wait for a few months to get, a one built. But I don't want a new truck. I don't want the same problems I'm having now. My whole thing is I'm going back in time. I want to go back to a pre-emission truck. I got some friends that drive the pre-emission trucks and they love it. And Joe Allison, I don't know if he's still in here. He drives a glider, pre-emissions. He loves that truck. Nomad Trucker, Landstar, another Landstar BCO. He has a 2007 glider, pre-emissions. He loves it. And he said he's never going to one of these trucks like I drive. And that's what I want to get to, But I want to pay this one off first. It's hard to understand unless you're in my shoes. And none of you people are as crazy as I when it comes to having good sense. I have no good sense. I'm a knucklehead. But I do have a little bit of, I don't know, call it pride, call it, I don't know what you want to call it. I signed my name on a dotted line to pay you your money. I'm going to pay you your money. And I don't want to pass that debt off to somebody else for them to pay it, even though I know in the long run it's going to be me paying it, because they're just going to roll that money up into the loan. And then, so you're already paying $15,000 more for a truck than it's worth. Then you tack on what you got left over on your truck, and you got to pay that too. Plus, they get your truck basically for free. So it's either that or just park the truck and go buy another truck. Then you got 2 truck payments, which the money I'm making at Landstar, I could do 2 truck payments, to be honest with you. But I don't want to do that. I don't want that pressure. I don't want that. That situation is not comfortable for me, and I want to be comfortable doing what I'm doing. And right now, even having to pay shop bills, I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep the truck. I'm going to fix the truck unless if for some reason it goes in there and they tell me it is a transmission and it is going to be 20,000. If they tell me that, there's a good chance I'll just limp it onto the house and park it, and I'll go from there. I'll go find me another truck or something, most likely. No, Spoober, I'm not starting over. You already know the deal. Well, I say you know the deal. You've heard a lot of stuff. Half of what you heard ain't true. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but the thing about it is, trying to think, some of these guys that are paying like what, $4,000 a month for a truck, they're paying 48,000 a year on a truck. Is that what it is? Is that about right? Yeah, it's close to it. So you're looking at almost 150,000 in 3 years, right? The truck I have, I pay $50,000 for it, and I've put 60,000 in repairs. By the end of this year, we're looking at maybe 70,000, somewhere in there. So I have $120,000 in the truck, 3 years worth of use. I'm still $30,000 less than what you've spent. I know you save more money on fuel and everything, but thing is, you're comfortable with the decision you made. I'm comfortable with the decisions I make. Otherwise, I wouldn't make them. I'd do something different. I've been doing this almost 25 years. Next year will be 25 years. And trucks break down. It's just part of it. You have to be ready to go with that. But to be honest with you, when I was a company driver, driving older trucks, pre-emission trucks, when I had my own pre-emission truck, I never had the kind of breakdowns I'm having with the truck I have now. Yeah, I heard you paying your truck off and you'll have it paid for. That's great, man. Mine was supposed to be paid for, was it September, next month's October? Yeah, mine was supposed to be paid for before Thanksgiving, but had some things around the house go wrong, almost $12,000 for a well. That kind of got me thrown off balance. But anyway, so, I'm not trying to stop anybody from, from making the decisions they want to make. Oh, there he is. Hey, what's up, Nomadic Brick? What's going on? Did Matt catch you up to speed, man, with me and my truck? Yeah. But anyway, I don't want people, what's it called, jumping the shark or something like that? Let's don't jump the shark. Let's don't go crazy and think, hey, he's having these issues. He's fixing to spend $20,000 on transmission, because we don't know that. I've done my research. I know how much transmissions cost, but the truck hasn't even been correctly diagnosed yet. Let's get it diagnosed. Let's find out what the problem is. And then you can legitimately talk about me, about the decisions I'm making. But let's at least get it diagnosed first before we, go crazy. Because I just got a feeling that what it's doing is not transmission related. I just don't think it is. I don't. But the thing is, when I left Albert Lee and I started heading down here to Missouri, I got around Fort Madison, I think it is. One of those Fort somethings over there in in Iowa, and the check transmission light came on again, and I had to do the same thing. I had to pull over, put it in park, put it in neutral. It went away. I started back driving again, and so, but it still did the other stuff too. So I made it down to close to St. Louis and stopped and parked for about 8 hours, got some fuel, and started driving. And it did it some more, And so, and I videoed it. I had my camera going so I could record it, and I also had my timer going on my stopwatch on my clock on my phone. And every time I timed it, it was always between 25 and 35 seconds, and it would start back going. Every time. And except that one time when the check transmission light came on, I pulled over, put it in park, transmission light went away, and started going again. That could be a faulty sensor. I mean, it could be a lot of things. But I was thinking if it was the transmission, anything physical in the transmission, like gears in the transmission or something like that, wouldn't they have found more metal when they did the change to fluid? Wouldn't there have been a lot of metal shavings and not just a few little minor ones? Wouldn't there have been a lot if there was something mechanically wrong with the transmission? That's what I would think. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to panic. I have money, credit, whatever you want to call it, in place to do whatever I need to do. If I need to fix it, I can do it. If I need to just take it to the house, I got money to pay my bills for the next couple of months, I can do that too until I can find another truck. It's just, I don't want to do that until I get this one paid off. And it's all about comfortability. Yeah, it could be something simple, Spoopy. That's what I'm saying. And it's just, I know I'm going to get in trouble for doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you what it's doing. And you can see for yourself. I was trying to think, did I put it in neutral the first time or the second time? I think it's first time. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the volume up where you can hear it. All right. So, I don't know how good this is going to look. I'll try to turn it down so it look better. All right, so y'all ready? I'm going to try to play this where you can see it. Here we go. Lunging. It was lunging and then it just stopped. So right now, I'm patting the pedal. Nothing's happening. I put it in neutral. Nothing happens. I give it the gas. Nothing happens. I'm going to hold the pedal down until it clicks back on. See if it clicks back on. When it clicks back on, it'll rev up. There it goes. All right, so it revved up. It takes back off again. So it's doing that every time. The exact same thing. And every time, 25 to 35 seconds, picks up, takes off, starts going again. That's why I think it's a sensor or wiring, something to do with electronics. Because, I had the engine wash, and that's the thing about it, right? I did the engine wash at up there in Glendale at the Petro there at the Blue Beacon. And then when I started back driving within that 80-mile range or whatever it is when it started doing it, right? Which is the same thing. When I left Minnesota, about 80 miles or so to Albert Lea, started doing it again. When I took my break the other night, within that first 80 miles, start doing it again. It doesn't do it when you start riding right away. And that's why those guys didn't find anything wrong with it up there in Minnesota when they checked it. So to me, it doesn't add up to transmission. It just doesn't. So thank you, Spoopy. I know that now. Trust me, brother. If I get this to some out of the shop, I ain't never putting no soap water on that engine again. Never. I'll get a wash rag and go out there and wash it by hand. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be, Joe. I mean, because that's another thing. They did the engine wash and they did an undercarriage wash, everything underneath the carriage, right? They washed that and the engine. So between the two of those things, I just think that's what it is. There he is. There's a man of the hour. What's going on, Nomad Trucker? I'm sorry. I want to apologize to Nomad Trucker and Nomadic Brit. I should have checked with you guys. I didn't even think about that you guys might be going live. I know you had said something about y'all go live sometime, but I couldn't remember exactly when it was. I should have checked with you. I'm sorry. But hope everything went good with that. But anyway, so we'll find out tomorrow. Hopefully these guys are pretty good. And hopefully they'll be able to tell me tomorrow. Hopefully by the time they go home tomorrow, we'll know, they'll have it diagnosed, and we'll know what it is, and we'll know we can go from there. But unless it's something catastrophic, like they have to rebuild the transmission and it's going to cost like 20 grand, 15 grand or something like that, I'm probably going to get it fixed. You know, if it's probably going to end up being 5,000, somewhere between 5 and 10,000 if I had to guess, with my kind of luck. And just with the cost of prices and everything nowadays, it's so, and but Nomad Trucker there, he has a beautiful truck, glider, pre-emissions, and he's one of the guys I reached out to talk to, because his truck, he's done a lot to it. If you're not subscribed, go check out his channel. He just put some awesome chrome on it, with the pipes, the big Texas bumper, chicken lights. I mean, he's got that truck looking good, really good. So I wanted to ask him and find out. I said, hey, man, you're doing all this stuff to your truck and everything. You got a lot of money invested in this truck. What happens if you blow a transmission? And what did you tell me? Can I tell him what you told me, Matt? Is it okay? Can I tell him? He probably won't mind. I'll go ahead and tell you. He said, I just put a transmission in it. I think he said he put a transmission in the clutch, and I want to say he said drive shaft. I'm not sure. But, yeah, he put a transmission in the clutch in it because he wasn't going to let his truck go away. He's going to keep that truck, And, okay, Matt. But he, so he just put a transmission in his truck because he didn't want to get rid of it. It ain't that I don't want to get rid of my truck, because I do want to get rid of it, but I want to get rid of it under my terms, under my conditions. It may cost me more in the long run, but I'm going to be comfortable when I step out of it and know that it's under my terms when I'm ready to get out of it. I don't want to be forced into having to do it, But so that's what's going on with the truck. We'll know tomorrow, and once I hope we'll know tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed. We find out tomorrow. But once I know for sure what's wrong with it, and it may be Wednesday, sometime between Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll give you guys an update and let you know what's going on with it, how much it costs and everything. Because y'all know, man, from day one that I've been doing a YouTube thing here, I've been transparent, and it ain't always been pretty. I've spent some money, and I've never tried to hide it. I've never lied about it. I've never tried to cover up and say, oh, well, it wasn't this or that. Or, I've always told you guys the truth, even if I don't look good telling you. Um, yeah, you're right, Matt. You got to do what's best for you. And Spooky's right too, man. The transmission might be cheaper, and that's the thing about it. I looked at a transmission, an 18, was it an 18 speed? It might have been a 10 speed. Anyway, it was an automatic transmission, and I saw it online. It was on sale. It was brand new. Well, it was brand new. It might have been rebuilt. Anyway, it was less than 10 grand. So, but I know the Volvos ones, I've priced them. I think if you bought a brand new one, not a rebuilt one, I think you're looking at 20 grand. But you could buy a rebuilt one, one that's been remanned or something, probably for less than 10 grand or right at 10 grand, something like that. So, and I don't need a brand spanking new one. But yeah. So that's probably, like I said, I hope we'll know for sure tomorrow. And I'm hoping it's something as simple as, like Spoopy said, a vacuum hose or a sensor, electrical wire. And see, I look at videos on YouTube. That's where I go and do a lot of my research is on YouTube. People that's had the same problem I'm having. And Volvo Masters has a Facebook page. I went and looked at it and talked with some people over there and got some opinions about stuff it could be. So, everything I saw and everybody I've talked to, I just don't think it's the transmission. So we'll see. We'll find out for sure, hopefully tomorrow, and we'll know more about it. But if Matt and Mark are up for it, I want to talk about something else. Let's get off of this crazy truck stuff because trucks break down. Ask old Pale Rider. He's had his fair share of trouble with his truck. Daniel's had some trouble with his truck. Spooky's had just a little bit of trouble with his truck. I'm trying to think of somebody I know that hasn't had any trouble with their truck. So you're going to have trouble with trucks. That's just something you have to expect and roll with the punches with it and everything. And lucky for me, I have a very supportive wife. And see, here's another thing. I just want to say this because I was thinking about this earlier when I was sitting in the truck doing some stuff, and I was thinking about it. I'm 51 years old. I'm not afraid to tell you, I'm 51 years old. But look at that smooth skin. I look like what? I'm 38, 39, less than 40, something like that. But anyway, I'm 51 years old. And 30 years ago this year, I joined the Army. When I joined the Army, or right before I joined the Army, I went in the Army, I was dirt poor. I had lost my job. I had no money. And I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't buy food. I didn't have no money, man. I couldn't draw unemployment. I was eating ketchup and crackers, trying to make ketchup soup. Trying to eat crackers, anything I could get my hands on. I went out in one of these cornfields that are down from the road. Because where I live out in the country, there's always cornfields, right? I went out and got some corn, man. I boiled that stuff. It was dang seed or feed corn, whatever it is. It was hard as a rock. I was trying to boil it so I could have something to eat. Anyway, and then I'd hang around my cousin's house, late in the afternoon, trying to wrangle up an invite to dinner, because I couldn't afford to buy food. But I've been dirt poor where I didn't have money for nothing, man, not even food. And right now, I'm not. I make my mortgage payment every month on time. I make my truck payment every month on time. I pay all my other bills on time. And I have money left over in the bank. I have money in savings. I have credit. I am not hurting. I couldn't afford ramen noodles, man. I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. I had a limited amount of gas, and it was hard. I couldn't go anywhere. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, I'm not that person no more. I'm not hurting for money. I'm not hurting for anything right now, except I want to get this truck situation squared away. But what I'm saying is, no matter what happens, I'm not going back to eating ketchup soup and eating crackers, So don't worry about me. I'm going to be okay. But anyway, I want to get away from all that. I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. And a lot of you guys in here, Oh, I'm gonna try to. I hope I don't miss anybody. If I miss somebody, please tell me because I don't know everybody's deal in here. But let's just go down the list for sure. Spooby, Daniel, Pale Rider. Um, uh, oh, who else is it? I know I'm missing somebody. Anyway, a lot of you guys, right, are military, prior military guys, right? Served in the army. I'm sorry, Matt. I can't remember if you told me if you were in the military or not. I don't think you were. Were you? You weren't in the military. I don't think you were. But a lot of us in here were, right? And so we always try to look out or want to do stuff for the military. Um, so what I was wanting to do is have Matt, Nomad Trucker Matt, and Nomadic Brit. Yeah, well, Mr. Charles ain't in here right now. He's got more important stuff to be doing. But yeah, he was Air Force, and okay, I didn't think you had, Matt. I wanted to make sure. I didn't want to leave you out if you had, but I didn't think you had. But Matt loves the military. We talked about it. Me and Matt had a good long talk about it, and he's big on the military. He loves the military, and one of the things that we both agreed on that we liked was the Folds of Honor. That's a big thing, and there's other charities and other things we'd like to do as well. You know, there's a lot of truck drivers out here. If you ever see one of these wrecks, you know, and a driver is lame and he can't work no more, and you know, but he still has to feed his family, or if God forbid there's a driver who loses his life, you know, most of us have enough insurance that where our family's going to be taken care of if something happens to us. But you know, there's guys out there that don't. So that's another thing too is truckers, because the two things that mean a lot to me is truck driving and the military. You know, I've wanted to be a truck driver since I was 5 years old, maybe 4 or 5 years old, something like that. When my uncle, which a lot of you guys have met through my series, My Trucking Life, where I did the interview with him, where me and him actually got to talk, and we actually ran a team together for a little while. So getting to drive with him was like a big deal for me. But anyway, he's the reason I wanted to be a truck driver, because he used to haul cattle back in the day in the old cab overs. And I used to love climbing up in that big truck, you know. And so I've always wanted to be a truck driver. And then serving in the military, you know, my grandfather, my uncles, cousins, I've had a lot of family members serve, and that's a big deal too, serving in the military. So Matt spoke with me, and Nomadic Brit, Mark, he spoke with me, and you know, and we were talking about trying to put together an event to try to raise money for these things, you know, for the Folds of Honor, and for maybe to help out with maybe a truck driver or truck driver's family or something, and maybe some other things too. It just depends on how much we can do, you know. But we're going to be able to do more if we can get more people to participate. So that's why I wanted to reach out to a lot of you guys. Some of you have YouTube channels like Pale Rider Daniel, Mr. Charles. I think he's trying to get his going again. And then some of the people that aren't maybe prior military that have YouTube channels too. Reach out to some of you guys and see if we can and draw attention to this. And then just because you don't have a YouTube channel doesn't mean you still can't participate. By all means, we want all you guys, if you want to, we want you to participate if you can. And then if it's where you can't make it to where we're going to be, we haven't set a location yet, I don't think. But anyway, one of the things I wanted you to do, if you can and you want to do it, is I'm going to send out hats, right? I have the black and white camo, the trucker's table hat. I have the digital camo. I just got in a new shipment of hats. I got the military style hats. If you were in the military in the 90s, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's the round, like a bowl shaped round hat, but it's got the bib too, but it's got the little that goes around, and you used to put your rank right here in the middle. Anyway, I got some of those, and I'm going to fix those up and sell those. Well, I say sell them. All my stuff, I never sell nothing. I don't sell any of my merchandise. Everything I have, t-shirts, hats, it don't matter what it is, I give it away. I don't want to sell nothing. I'm not out to try to make money. I don't That's just not something I'm interested in doing right now, as far as selling hats and selling t-shirts and selling merchandise and all this stuff. It's not something that I want to do right now. It may change down the road at some point if I get poor and this truck keeps nickel and diming me. But I do want to try to use the hats and t-shirts and stuff I have to try and raise some money if I can, to try to go towards us being able to do this for the Folds of Honor and all that stuff. And so if you'd like to participate, you can always go down in the description below. There's my email address, and you can always contact me, thetruckerstable thetruckerstable@gmail.com, and we can send you a hat, send you a t-shirt, hat and shirt, or whatever you want. I have sizes ranging from medium up to, I want to say 6X. I know 5X for sure, but I want to say 6X, but I'm not 100% sure. I wish my wife was in here. We live way out in the boondocks, and that's Matt. Matt tried to call me the other day when I was at the house. He kept dropping the call because I live way out in the country. He was like, "Huh? What'd you say?" He couldn't hear half of what I was saying. But yeah, we live way out in the boondocks. I need to get a better Wii Boost out there. I got one right now, but I don't think it's working super good. I need to get the antenna taller so I can get it up over the trees. But anyway, if you, she's on board 100%. I've already talked to her, and she wants to help out and do what she can do. She, Wounded Warriors is a good project also. I love Folds of Honor. It's just, it's a really cool thing that they do, and but she's going to be printing out. I'm almost positive I have a shirt that'll fit you, Joe. I'm pretty daggum sure. Because that was my thing, man. Because I'm a big guy. Joe knows. Anybody that's ever met me in person, I'm a big guy. And so I did not want to start giving out hats and t-shirts and then not have a t-shirt that would fit me. If it, I want a t-shirt that's going to fit everybody more or less. So that's okay, there she is. Hey, darling. I don't know if you made it in or not. But yeah, she says she has up to a 6X. So, and I mean, if it's a special order and you need something bigger than a 6X, you let us know and we'll make it happen. If I have to go buy the shirt in person, or usually you can order stuff like that online and get everything you need. But just so you know, I'm a big guy and I want to I want to make sure, because I hate that. I see all these cool shirts and I want one and they don't never have my size, and I hate that. And I was like, I'm not doing that. If somebody's willing enough to put on one of my old raggedy shirts, I want them. They're not raggedy. My wife makes beautiful shirts. What I mean by raggedy, is it has my name on it. So that's what I meant by that. But yeah. That's why I said go check out Matt's channel, Nomad Trucker, and he has links, I'm sure, in his descriptions for all this stuff. And so you can. I saw some of the tumblers he had. Man, them things were awesome. And I think didn't you say they went up to like a 30 ounce? I think it was, or something like that. The big ones. And man, those things look really nice. So we haven't started doing the cups yet. We may do that. We do have the presser that presses the cups and all that, but we haven't done that yet. So far, we've just done the press on the hats. See, all this is press on and vinyl, and but the and same with the shirts. But the one of another things that I hate to mention it because I don't want to feel like I'm putting pressure on Teresa. But one of the things that she's working on, I'll go ahead and tell you, is ink infused shirts. So instead of the shirt like this one having the vinyl on it, and you can see how the vinyl eventually you wash it enough. Well, let's see, get it down a little bit. You wash it enough times, it's going to start to crack a little. It's just because that's the way it is. But she's working on, and she's already done some, just experimenting with it a little bit, ink infused press-ons, right? So that it actually goes into the fabric of the clothes, the ink and everything, and it doesn't crack or crumble or do any of that, right? And so, yeah, that might be what it's called, Matt. I can't remember. She knows. But anyway, she's looking at getting a special printer for this and doing all this stuff. So I've already gave her the green light. I was like, you find it, they got it in stock, get it, go ahead and order it, and do what you want to do. What's up, John O'Shaw? Yeah. So that's something we're working on too, and I think that'll be cool. But a lot of you guys and gals that have seen my my t-shirts, I'm pretty sure you have. And I've given some of you, I think, shirts and stuff. I know I gave Pale Rider one, Daniel one. One of these days I'll come across Spooby and give him one. But it says, I met the trucker's table and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. But they're pretty cool shirts, and I like them. I think she does a great job putting them together. Same with the hats. We have pink camo. We have the pink military hats, the ones I was telling you about that were military shaped hats. We actually have those in pink. And FYI to everybody out there, this is September. We're at September, tomorrow will be what, September 13th? Yeah, September 13th. So we're almost halfway through September. Then we'll be in October. And everybody knows what October is, right? What is October? October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is another thing that I'm really big on. I have those logos on my truck. If you've ever seen my truck up close, you'll see on both sides of my truck the pink bow for the breast cancer awareness. So we are doing. We have the pink hats. I want to say we got some pink shirts, but I'm not 100% sure. But if we don't, we can order them. We can get some pink shirts in, and I'm trying to get some more different kinds of pink hats in too. I love the pink camo. The pink camo is really cool. But so October, if you go ahead now and put in what you want to get for October for the breast cancer awareness stuff, like the pink stuff, you can go ahead and get it now. Go ahead and order it now, and then we can try to have it to you. Hopefully, that first week of October, so you'll have it in time for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But like I said, we have the pink hats for sure, and I'm probably going to end up ordering some more of those with Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up, and try to print those. And I'll probably be wearing one at some point, I'm sure. But anyway, what I was saying was anybody that can, you don't have to feel obligated to do it. You don't have to, I don't want anybody to feel obligated to do anything. Because like I said, I give away the shirts and the hats and stuff like that because you guys are the best. I mean, having y'all to talk to like I am tonight about the truck, a lot of you guys leave great positive comments. Lifts my spirits sometimes when I am in a situation like this with the truck being broke down. So you guys, you guys give me a lot. You do. You really do. And I want to give back a little bit. And so that's why I don't feel comfortable charging you for hats and shirts and saying, I'm not going to give you a hat if you don't give me this much money, or a shirt if you don't give me this. I'm just not comfortable doing that. Because, like I said, I appreciate what you guys do for me all the time. But if you want to donate, we will definitely, get the hats and shirts and that stuff out to you. If you want to do a quid pro quo, let's do a quid pro quo and everything. But yeah. So that's one of the ideas that I wanted to talk about earlier. But I wanted to wait till Matt and Mark got in here because they're two of the guys that are really the driving force behind doing a lot of this. And I'm lucky and fortunate enough to be able to tag along for the ride and try to help out as much as I can. So I really, really want to say thank you so much to Matt and Mark for including me and giving me the opportunity to participate. And I'm going to try not to let you guys down. I'm going to do my very best to yeah, that's what she said it was. Okay. Matt knows because I think his wife, she does all their stuff, except maybe the hats. I want to say he said that they embroider their hats, get them embroidered. So yeah, I feel really fortunate that they asked me and I was able to do this. And Matt knows because he's over here at Landstar. If you give us a little bit of notice ahead of time, we can find a load, get to a certain area and be there at a certain time and stuff. And when it comes to taking time off, we don't have to ask nobody. We just take our time off. Hey, another big announcement. This is a quick announcement. It's nothing too big. Some of you guys know this guy. Some of you, I'm sure, don't know him, but hopefully some of you guys know who I'm talking about. There's a big time YouTuber. I say big time. He's probably no bigger than Matt. Matt's pretty big. Matt's got close to 6,000 followers. To me, he's a big time YouTuber, him and Pale Rider. But there's this guy coming over to Landstar, decent sized YouTube guy. Now I've met him in person. I actually met him in person in New Paris, Ohio. They're on the state line with Indiana, near Richmond, Indiana. JJ the Trucker. Yeah, JJ the Trucker. He has the purple Peterbilt that he got from that he's with Prime, right? He's doing the lease purchase thing with Prime. Anyway, I was watching his live feed the other day, and he has paid off he put money down and then he borrowed the rest of the money to get the truck paid off to Prime. So I think he still has a truck payment, but anyway, he was able to get the truck away from Prime, and he is leaving Prime and he is coming over to Landstar. Yeah. So Landstar has landed another YouTube guy. Yeah. So just wanted to say congratulations to JJ and everything, and especially welcome to Landstar. I hope he does great over here. I'm pretty sure he will. He's a pretty away guy. When I met him, he was pretty squared away, and I watch his videos and stuff, and he's usually pretty squared away. He has a lot of cool merchandise too. But so yeah, that's cool, ain't it? Huh? JJ the Trucker coming over to Landstar. So anyway, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I gotta get out of here because I'm killing you people. But we're going to hey, what's up? Condon. Almost didn't. I'm used to seeing him as Chasing America. I'm not used to seeing him with his own thing. Hey, Condon, talk to your lovely wife and have her invite you into our circle so we can keep track of where you are if you're still driving, which I'm pretty sure you probably are. You like trucking like I do. And me and you can catch up, man, because I know you run a lot in Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee area, and I get through there a pretty good bit. Maybe me and you can get a chance to catch up and catch up at a truck stop or something. Okay, so she's probably at the house, and you probably let's see. Do you leave out on Monday or Sunday? I used to think you used to leave out on Sunday night, but what's you do? But yeah, Conan's a cool cat, man. He I've met him and Erica twice. I've seen them twice. I surprised them at their where they were picking up at in Tennessee, and then they drove in their vehicle, their personal vehicle, to come catch up with me and talk to me up in Atlanta. So I have no idea what that was. It just popped up. But oh, okay. So you're just doing okay, all right. So you're just doing local stuff now. You're not with who was that? GMP, I think it was GMP or something like that with the red trucks. You're not there no more. But I was telling Erica earlier we got to catch up. I got to catch up with you guys. Next time I'm going to be going through there, I will try to. Oh, okay. All right. I'll try to catch up with you guys. But yeah, I got to get out of here. It's already, like I said, it's well over an hour and 15 minutes. I kind of drug it out a little bit because I talked to Matt and them earlier, and I knew they were going to be coming in late. And yeah, GMP, NFI, yeah. And so I was hoping we could talk a little bit about the Folds of Honor and all that other stuff, and everything. So anyway, look for that. You're going to be hearing a lot more about that from me. And if you'll go follow Matt and Nomad Trucker and Mark Nomadic Brit, go check those two guys' channels out and follow them. And they will be also giving more updates and stuff on it too. Because like I said, they're the driving force behind it. It's their brainchild. And like I said, I'm just lucky enough to tag along and help out with it, I hope. So y'all keep that in mind. And like I said, all my information, if you need to get a hold of me, is down in the description below. That's in the bottom of all my videos. I keep all that information. So he's over here sound asleep on the floor. I don't know if you can, so I can lift it up. Woke him up. So, from me and the Duck Man, thank y'all so much for coming along and let me talk to y'all a little bit and get everything off my mind, off my chest, and everything about the truck and everything I wanted to talk about. So, thank y'all so much for that. I really appreciate it. And like I said, keep an eye out. We're going to have some cool hats and shirts coming out real soon. And a lot of that stuff I want to try to get out if I can to anybody that wants it. And I'm going to make sure I have some in my truck to hand out. If you see me in a truck stop or in a truck stop parking lot, receiver, shipper, wherever I'm at, even if I'm at the shop, come up to me and say something to me. Talk to me a little bit, and we'll get you a hat and a T-shirt and everything. So, yeah, like I said, Mark, Nomad Brit, I told him, go check out your channel, go check out Matt's channel. And, oh, yeah, okay, there you go. And she will get men's shirts, too. I may just go ahead and order some anyway, just because we are coming up on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And maybe I'll be wearing one. Who knows? So, but, yeah, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. And you haven't seen the videos yet. I have all the footage. I just got to edit them so I can get them out. But some of the video footage I was shooting the last 3 or 4 days, it's been depressing, man. It's been depressing. And no matter how down I get about it, I always have you guys to talk to, and I feel better after I do. So I feel good right now. I really think everything's going to be okay, but it doesn't matter whether it works out or it doesn't work out. It doesn't do any good to stop, right? You can't just stop and give up. We don't do that. That's not how we roll over here. All right. We keep going forward, moving forward, step by step by step, forward. You don't give up. He's about to give up. He's sleeping. But I'm not giving up. No matter what happens with this truck, we're still going to be in trucking. We're still going to be at Landstar. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep punching. So thank you guys for coming in tonight to the live stream. I really appreciate it. And we'll be talking to y'all soon, okay? Y'all be safe. And like my good friend Matt, who I haven't met yet, but I'm looking forward to it, always says, love each other. I love that, Matt. That's an awesome thing to say. Love each other. And I'm going to add to what Matt said. Respect each other, too. Show some respect. All right. Y'all be safe. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. And tomorrow's Monday. Don't stop just because it's Monday. Keep going. Keep punching. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.